Have you ever felt like you're running hard but going nowhere? Like life is stuck on repeat, and no matter how many promises you make, you end up back in the same habits? It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're broken. It's because you were trained to live on autopilot, to react, to wait for permission. But life does not give permission. It responds to what you practice. Every thought, every action, every morning, every friend, all of it is shaping you. Either you're becoming the person you respect, or you're building a life of just enough. Nobody is coming to hand you discipline or freedom. That sounds scary, but it's good news. Because if no one can give it to you, no one can take it away. It's already inside you, waiting for you to claim it. So today, let's talk about how to break the loop. Not hacks, not hype. Just real, simple shifts that will build a life you're proud of. If you've been tired, unfocused, numb, or running on empty, lean in. This could be the reset you've been waiting for. Start with your morning. Most people hit snooze and start fighting fires before their feet hit the floor. They grab their phone, emails, texts, notifications. They feed their brain clutter before they even drink water. And then they wonder why they're exhausted before lunch. That was me. One day my phone died overnight. No alarm, no alerts. Just quiet. And for the first time in years, I woke up with myself, not to the world. I sat still. I breathed. It felt like mine. That small silence became sacred. 15 minutes. No screens. No noise. Just me. I didn't plan my life. I didn't solve problems. I just let my mind wake up. And my energy changed. The stress was still there. The work was still there. But I was no longer a hostage to urgency. I was leading, not reacting. Soldiers rise before dawn. Champions train before anyone sees them. Not because they love pain, but because they know the war is won in silence. You don't need to be a morning person. You need to be a person who owns the first hour. Wake up before the excuses. Don't roll out of bed. Rise with intention. Make your bed. It's not about sheets. It's about saying, I finish what I start. Drink water like your body is a weapon. Write one line, today I will not waste my life. If you start with excuses, you build a life of excuses. If you start with ownership, you build a life of ownership. Now think about how you show up in a room. Most people shrink. They hunch. They apologize before they speak. That's not humility. That's fear. But presence isn't about being loud. It's about being grounded. Before you say a word, your body has already spoken. Shoulders back. Chin level. Eyes steady. Calm breathing. That's not ego. That's alignment. It says, I belong here because I've shown up for myself. Imagine walking into a meeting like Mandela walked out of prison after 27 years. Calm, steady, unbroken. Or like Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat. Quiet but unmovable. You don't need to puff your chest. You just need to stop asking the world for permission to exist. The man or woman who trains discipline in private walks into any room without folding. Presence comes from preparation. From promises kept to yourself. Then there's your self-talk. The way you talk to yourself when no one is around becomes the way the world treats you when everyone is watching. Most people whisper lies. I'm not enough. I always fail. And then their life matches those words. You don't need empty affirmations. You need to rewrite the script in real time. When you feel fear, don't say, I can't. Say, this is hard, but I've handled worse. When you stumble, don't say, I'm a failure. Say, I'm learning. Think of your brain like a command center. Garbage code creates glitches. Clear code builds power. Train your focus like a muscle. Catch the negative command. Replace it. Do it again and again. Look at a fighter before a big match. He's not saying, I hope I don't mess up. He's remembering the reps, the pain, the mindset. That's not arrogance. That's programming. Choose a mental framework that helps you perform. Now look at your circle. Your friends are mirrors of your future. If they waste their mornings drowning gossip, complain, but never build, you're training yourself to shrink. But if they challenge you, rise with you, call you out when you slack, you grow even when you don't feel like it. Iron sharpens iron, dull blades keep each other blunt. Audit your guest list. Energy is expensive. Stop giving unlimited access to people who don't pay attention to your peace. And yes, sometimes the exhaustion isn't about sleep or workouts. It's about pretending. Pretending to love a job that erodes your self-respect. Pretending to be okay in a relationship built on performance. Pretending that a routine full of distraction is success. Burnout isn't always from doing too much, often it's from doing too little of what feels real. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you're silent. The Stoics taught that peace comes from integrity. When your thoughts, actions, and values move as one. Write this down. What am I pretending not to know? Even one honest sentence whispered in the dark can be the beginning of everything real. And don't make rest a prize. Take it because you're human. Stop negotiating with your own peace. Seneca wrote, "The mind must be given relaxation." That wasn't weakness. That was wisdom. Rest without guilt. Schedule nothing. Block time for stillness. Don't justify it. When you rest without guilt, you return without bitterness. That's the edge. Not more hustle, a mind strong enough to know when to push and wise enough to know when to pause. Finally, inject small sparks of novelty. Tired doesn't always mean overworked, sometimes it means under-inspired. Repetition builds structure, but it also sedates the fire inside. You don't need chaos, you just need small sparks to remind you you're alive. Walk a different street. Sit in a new seat. Listen to music in another language. Cook without looking up the recipe, watch the sunrise instead of your inbox. These are not escapes, they're exercises, little practices in awakening your attention. They whisper to your nervous system, I'm still here. I still care. Because when you spark even 5 seconds of surprise into your day, your energy returns, your creativity stirs, life stops feeling like background noise. So here's the heart of the message. You don't need to chase success, you need to build the person who naturally attracts it. You don't grow fruit by pulling branches, you grow fruit by watering roots. You don't get freedom by demanding it from others. You get it by demanding it from yourself. Practice ownership, you become a leader. Practice excuses, you become an excuse. Practice fear, you become a shadow. Practice courage, small daily courage, and you become unstoppable. This is not motivation. Motivation fades. This is identity. Identity sticks. Readiness is not a feeling. It's a choice. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Fix one habit stealing your energy. Cut one person who's pulling you down. Replace one negative phrase with a new one. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your future self is watching you. Your family is watching you. The world is waiting. Stop waiting for approval. Crown yourself with discipline. Walk forward with clarity. Build habits that whisper strength. Live so that when people see you, they don't see hype, they see proof. That is abundance. That is freedom. That is the life you were meant to lead. And if this message spoke to you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe.